Yeah, it's raining. So no combining today. I guess we'll find a few other jobs to do. Well, the Loadstar is down. Actually, it's still quite mobile, but what's happened is the 2-speed axle is no longer functioning. I took the little button switch off the shifter here and found that it was in rough shape, and it was even worse after I tried to fix it, so I've got a new switch on the way for that. But prior to that, the 2-speed had just quit shifting. See if I can get under here to show what it looks like. Camera's going to be sideways probably. There's your 2-speed axle shifter. What it does is gives you basically 2 different rear axle speeds, making a 4-speed transmission effectively an 8-speed transmission. When you've only got 180 horsepower to work with, you need all that. I think I can probably get by with it in high range if we don't load it down too heavy, but it's not the best. So here's your electric shift motor. That works a screw down there that moves your shifter from high to low range. There's a limit switch in there that stops it from going too far. And, well, maybe we can tell more. Have a quick look at a motor that was replaced some years ago. That's your shift motor. This one, I don't remember what was wrong with it, but obviously it's extremely heavy turning, so there's no way it's going to work. So that turns this this screw here. That turns down through that screw. So as that block turns, it moves that limit switch from high to low. So I don't know if this piece is defective or not. What we used to be able to do was buy a repair kit with all the necessary parts. Dana Spicer. You got your gaskets, the new screw, bearing for the bottom, and that limit switch. I don't remember what it cost, but whatever it was, it's probably a half of what it is now. Bad news is these kits are very hard to find. I have located one after hours and hours online and on the phone in Lethbridge, Alberta at Southland International, I believe. Shift motor, a little different story. The price I got on this in Alberta was over $1,000. So we've located one at Napa for I think it's just under the $300 mark. So we'll see what the quality is like. Some of Napa's stuff is made in China. Well, this repair kit from 20 years ago was country of origin Japan, and it seems to have lasted okay up to the point that the limit switch or the motor, whatever, has failed. We've tested it out. There's power to the motor. It refuses to do anything though, so it seems like the motor's burnt out. In other news, the truck actually stalled on the road with a load of grain last week. We suspected the points first, changed them, and it seems to run fine. But just to be safe, I'm going to put a new Napa Eklund coil on there. 903. I The old one was an IC10, but hopefully this is the same specification. Used with external resistor. Oh, that's not good. We don't have an external resistor. Ah, well, to be continued. Well, that clip ended rather abruptly. As you can tell, the truck is running now just fine. And yes, that's rain on the roof. Not what you want to hear on a combining day, but anyway, back to this coil. I consulted a mechanic who knows a heck of a lot more than I do about it, and he said if there are two wires coming to the positive terminal on the coil, then it means there's already a resistor built into the wiring somewhere, so don't worry about it. So I installed it. This, by the way, is the old coil. New coil is on. Gave it a good workout today, hauling a little bit of canola from the combine. Motoring down the road at 50 miles an hour. And it runs great. And we got a good number of acres done today. But had a bad ending. The straw was, that canola straw was tough all day long. Struggling to go through. And finally, this little bit of drizzling rain started. I didn't think it was anything to be a problem, but turns out it was. Next thing I know, the cylinder stopped turning on the combine. Well, great. Plugged the rear beater. So, that means crawling in on the straw walkers and sawing out a little bit of straw at a time. And I wasn't feeling like doing that at 9 o'clock at night in the dark, so we're going to call it a day. Better luck tomorrow.